Hey Sidekicks, welcome back to a new video. Well, it's the end of 2024 and it was surely it was something. Not sure many major events happened, but sorry for this haircut. It's very I don't like how it makes it look. But anyway, I want to share my reflections on the past year. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. It was quite the year, quite a productive year, one might say. I was on a streak, posting back to back my third chapter of Duckling Star. For those who are unaware, I worked on a manga since 2022, and I took a break around the middle of the year and worked. I decided to take up sculpting, and this is what I'd like to tell you about what I've learned over the past 6 months of doing that. Technically 8, quite a productive year. So without further ado, wear protective gear like gloves, eyewear, even masks, all the basic stuff. It's crazy what could go wrong, but luckily this is not a tragic story for me, at least yet. But it can also be time saving for the sake of keeping clean. Like some clays that are self-drying can damage some otherwise good tools. I know I've experienced that, unfortunately. So imagine what that must be like to have on your hands. At least my experience with epoxy putty. Strongly recommend protecting yourself overall. I think I may or may not convey it in the final result, but I wanted to focus more on polished pieces and with a certain attention to detail, and focusing on one area at a time I find slows you down to focus better. I really understand from people who I research what the best practice of that entails, and that, from what I observe, is to try to work in a way that avoids fingerprints or smudging of key detail. Now this hobby can be fun, but try not to get your spending out of control. Pick tools you'll learn with and have fun using. Same goes with different types of clay and bases. In a funny way, I tried to account for this by getting supplies at a Dollar Tree, or hot dollar shop as we like to call it. Ultimately, it can get out of control if you try to make the best things with the best product, and maybe it's a case of you need to walk before you run. But I think it's about the problem is it's not about embracing uncertainty, being worried about failure. You just have to practice it. Just give yourself time after completing a sculpt or miniature. I would recommend this, and reflect on what you could do differently next time. Just write about it somewhere. Like keep a journal about what you learned while doing this, and maybe you can apply that to the next project you do. More importantly, a good first step is starting small. Miniatures are a good place to begin, in my opinion, especially if you're into tabletop games. Minis with their own, especially if you buy like the Reaper bases or a D&D based brand that'll make they'll make the miniatures and you can place them on top. It can be a fun excuse to try something new with pre-made equipment and pre-made stuff. First of all, it'll keep your costs down and allow you to finish projects in no time. Packaged in with these tips and advice are mistakes I've made that at times have made me doubt myself and tends to widen the gap of time it takes me to complete work. I'm happy with the views and the new subs I've made over this year. It doesn't seem like a lot, but I really appreciate it. I've got a lot more to offer, and establishing an identity and brand is hard, but with consistency I can make it work. Often I wonder about like showcasing the work versus showing the the person behind it. Maybe try to blur the line between the two, while hopefully still keep it entertaining regardless. Oh, while in the middle of all this, I did a challenge called Ducktober, which was my own version of Inktober. I'm actually surprised the amount of content I'd say that generated. I had so many characters show up, some yet to be introduced, mind you, but now they have these finished pieces, they'll serve as a reminder of where I've left off in the book. I ultimately think of it, each chapter, as episodic or like working on its own, so I'm in no rush to return to it anytime soon, but I think it's in a good place right now. I love working on Duckling's Star, especially Debbie, the main character. She has this distinct look, which is great. I would like to take time to do smaller projects and maybe not fear the attachment of trying to get it complete, like as a complete physical work. Thanks for making it through the video, guys. On a lighter note, I want to share some things I feel really grateful for this year. One is learning to food prep, my sister's family providing eggs. We're currently experience a sort of egg shortage in certain areas of Australia, but all the support is greatly appreciated on our front. Learning better financial strategies is one. I'm actually in the process of getting an emergency fund and investing, not trying to go into any unnecessary debt going forward. And of course, people watching and enjoying my videos. It's been really great. I love your kind of comments. I love your comments and feedback. Really helps out the channel with the engagement. And of course, I don't just do these sculptures because they're fun. I enjoy them because I get to learn how to make videos, which means better content for you guys. So thanks for watching. Yeah, and until then, have a happy new year, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers. Have a good day.